Welcome back. It's Matt Roush.
And Mike Brennan.
And you're watching the M Squared TechCast, MITechNews.TV, and a whole bunch of places on the internet. This segment, we're going to talk about broadening the image of STEM professionals to include more people of color and historically underrepresented groups. And to do that, we have with us today Dr. Sibrina Collins, who is Executive Director of the Marburger STEM Center at my employer, Lawrence Technological University, which you can see back there. That is a private university focused mostly on the STEM disciplines in Southfield. We also have with us Adrian. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell folks just a little bit about who you are and what you do at Lawrence Tech.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So hello, my name is Adrian. I am a senior in computer engineering here at Lawrence Tech. I'm actually on campus right now. It's a very good experience. I really fell in love with the major that I chose, after time, taking multiple classes, and I realized that it was really for me.
Okay. Well, Dr. Collins, we were just talking with Robert McGee, the Executive Director of the Engineering Society, about providing more examples of underrepresented groups, people of color in the engineering and technology professions. Tell us a little bit about what the Marburger STEM Center does to advance that goal as well.
Yeah, so, thank you for having me again. So, the Marburger STEM Center is the clearinghouse of all of the STEM activities, right, that we have on campus at Lawrence Tech. And our primary goal really is to try to get young people to understand how STEM shapes their everyday experiences, how it impacts their daily lives. And we have wonderful faculty, staff, and amazing ambassadors like Adrian to help make that a reality. And my own work in the classroom to broaden the image of a STEM professional, I do that through storytelling, right? Highlighting STEM professionals that are not featured in textbooks. You can tell a story about the discovery of a molecule, but why not tell a story about the scientist or the STEM professional that actually developed, right? Developed that actual discovery. So going beyond the science, learning a little bit about them as human beings.
Now, one of the things that Robert talked about was, particularly with young women, is to get them hooked early. He was saying just to get all the coursework done to get them ready for college, they really need to start coming in around 6th grade, give or take. I'm not sure, and probably Matt knows more, obviously knows more than I do on this, but are you reaching out to young women, young girls like that at that age and trying to introduce them to the STEM professions?
Absolutely. And actually, we have a partnership with the Engineering Society of Detroit, where they have, for their Girls in Engineering Academy, we had a virtual group of young women, 22 this summer, to engage them. So you're absolutely right. You have to reach girls, particularly around that middle school age, to get them excited and keep them engaged in STEM. So you're absolutely correct about that.
All right. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've been doing in terms of, I know you've been published recently talking about some of your efforts on sort of bringing popular culture into the classroom and helping students think about real life applications of STEM in that way. Absolutely.
So I had a book chapter published last year entitled Inorganic Chemistry, Vibranium, Black Panther, in the periodic table, where the book chapter is dedicated to the late Chadwick Boseman, because he was just so awesome playing Black Panther. And what we do is we talk about how we've used the movies like The Avengers and Black Panther to engage young people in STEM, and take that a step further by talking about the real applications. We know vibranium is not real, but there are many elements. Unfortunately, it's not real.
I thought it was in Captain America's shield, though, right? So it has to be real, right?
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm a fan of superhero science, Mike. So yeah. But and really using science fiction to talk about real applications, of elements. And it's a way to get them engaged. So we did that with the periodic table and doing that with some other types of activities.
Let me ask Adrian, you're a young man. What attracted you to engineering, and at what age did you feel like you wanted to be an engineer?
So ever since I was like little, I bounced around it had to be something in the science fields just because and I was introduced to it mostly through like the media, like cartoons and stuff. I was never into like social media. I know a lot of people are kind of into that, but I watched a lot of like cartoons about, like for example, to name some, Ben 10, that's just like a really sciencey one about like aliens and stuff. That's cool. So you see a bunch of future technology in that. Then you also see a lot, just the Marvel and DC universe. You just see a bunch of like larger than life technology. That's actually some of it is actually being produced in the real world nowadays. Technological advancement is like increasing so exponentially. So but yeah, just like as a kid though, mostly just like cartoons that I watched, science fiction, books, or like it's pretty much it. Yeah.
So was anyone else in your family growing up? Was anyone an engineer? Was anyone involved in computer science at all?
Unfortunately, no, and that's like a big challenge with a lot of people. Not having anybody to facilitate that interest, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people that were like young like me, or younger, like when I was a kid, they have an interest in these things because like a lot of the cartoons when I was growing up were actually like based off this science and engineering concept. But if you don't have anybody to actually like point you in the right direction, like I didn't get a computer. I remember like the first computer I got was like this small, it was like had an Intel Atom processor, which is just like extinct now. It was just so like, it was so slow and everything and just like really small, but I loved it. I was introduced to like YouTube and just like Googling things, and I had to used to wait like 10 minutes to like load some like web pages. But like, I mean, that's what I was working with. So it was a struggle getting into it, but if somebody else like me now could get access to a computer, easier, maybe they can.
Well, that's kind of what you're doing now as a STEM ambassador for Lawrence Tech,
Yes.
which was my next question. Is you're kind of being that person who wasn't there for you through this program. So tell me a little bit about what you've done as a Lawrence Tech ambassador. I don't know if you're involved in any of the schools that we have programs at, or talk a little bit about what you do as an ambassador.
To go back to like what Dr. Collins was saying, I really liked what she was talking about the Black Panther thing. So as she actually showed me one of her older projects that she introduced to students, and it was just really interesting. I saw that she had a lot of Black Panther references and things like that. So I actually made a PowerPoint presentation to introduce but it was more based off of Iron Man. Just because of time restrictions. I wish I could do one on every Marvel hero. I was just a big fan, but yeah. But yeah, so it just showed like the application and how like in the real world, they're actually coming out with jet suits and stuff like that. And, AI like Jarvis is actually like real AI, like that's getting more and more complex and, similar to Jarvis and doing the things that, he did in the movie.
Well,
and
look
also,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just going to say, GM has just introduced their quote flying Cadillac, which is a vertical takeoff and landing device that you would use fly around the city in lieu of getting caught in traffic. So that's from Matt and my view. So that's the Jetsons theme, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah, I like the
2021.
Jetsons
Where's my
too.
flying? Yeah, where's my flying car? Jeez,
Well, it's coming. Yes.
we're supposed to have those by now. Come on now.
Yeah, we're lagging behind, honestly.
Yes.
All right, so Dr. Collins, what's ahead for the Marburger STEM Center? What are you planning for this summer and for the school year that's coming up in 21 and 22? Hopefully, things will be getting back to close to normal, whatever that may mean these days, as the vaccine rolls out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're planning for, and as you said, if everything goes well, to do in-person Extreme Science Saturdays beginning fall 2021 and spring 2022. So for the rest of this semester, we do have 2 more virtual Extreme Science Saturdays coming up. One in February focused on starting your own business, that entrepreneurial mindset. And that'll be in February. And in March, one focused on making your own lava lamp, which will be groovy.
Groovy, yes.
I haven't done that in a
Gnarly.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And hopefully, if things go well, we will have in-person summer camps, right? Activities as well. So we'll see, we're going to remain hopeful, and things will, I'm really hopeful that things will be better in 2021.
Yeah, well, we've got Dr. Doom coming on in a few minutes, so you should stay around and stay in the virtual green room and listen to what he has to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not good, but we'll get through this, right?
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
Yes.
We have to get through it because we don't have a choice.
All right. So we're down to about 2 minutes to go here. So let people know, please, if you would, how to get a hold of the Marburger STEM Center and its various programs.
Sure. You can easily go to the Lawrence Tech website, type in, search for the Marburger STEM Center, and you'll access our webpage. I'm available at scollins@ltu.edu. And hopefully soon we'll be able to have some real in-person tours of the Marburger STEM Center.
All right. And Adrian, you're on campus right now, but are you mentoring anybody? Are you open to that?
Sure. I would definitely be open to mentoring anybody that, needs help. My email to get in contact with me is abrooks1@ltu.edu. So, yeah. And I have a couple virtual workshops lined up. So if you're interested in that, then, get in contact with Dr. Collins, and she can send you the links and everything to participate.
One last question before we let you go, Adrian. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What would you like to be doing in 5 years?
Ideally, I want to have my own laboratory, or just or a think tank or something. Just with like-minded individuals. We're just creating cool stuff and just have funding, and we just can just do whatever we want to just make some cool stuff, like the flying cars you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, that'll make Matt very happy as well. So he wants that flying car. So.
Okay. All right.
You'll get the first one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give me the test model. Sure.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
And a parachute.
Yeah. Right. Thanks very much, Adrian. Thanks very much, Dr. Sibrina Collins from the Marburger STEM Center at Lawrence Technological University. That's www.ltu.edu, and then search for Marburger STEM Center or just STEM
Additional
Center.
four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life. But LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.